Oh, come on, feel the noise.
Hello
Girls,
and welcome to a musical
boys.
Big Bang,
We'll
Gareth.
get wild, wild.
It does get better, honest.
Thank you, Kate. Great song. In today's sonorous Big Bang, we're going to be taking a listen to sound.
I'll be playing a really weird musical instrument called a theremin that you play simply by moving bits of your body.
And in free fall, no one can hear you scream. I jumped out of a plane to find out how to have a natter when you fall into Earth at 120 miles per hour.
But first, here's a trick. Gareth, take your headphones off.
Why?
I want you to listen to this. It's really good. It's my musical grill.
This I have to hear a musical
Take
grill.
those shoelaces, wrap around your fingers,
Yeah.
and stick your fingers in your ears.
You trying to make me look silly?
No, it's really good, honest. Go on, go on. Listen to this.
Oh, wow! That's great.
The reason it sounds so weird is because of the way the sound is reaching your ears. Normally, sound travels as vibrations through the air to get to your ears. But here, it's taking a shortcut up the shoelaces, through your fingers, and that's how you're hearing it.
You finished?
You can come out now.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your explanation. I had my fingers in my ears. In fact, you probably didn't even hear the banging, did you? OK, get close to your TV, because this should work at home. Kate, come over here and give this thing a big bang, right? Can you hear that? Wonderful. Hey,
good, isn't it?
That's very good. I've got a big bang for you as well. I'm going to show you how to make a big bang involving 2 bits of card and an elastic band, but you're going to have to wait till the end of the show for that big bang.
Amazingly, our music is playing out of this little homemade speaker. All I needed to make it was a bit of card, a piece of silver foil. I got that off a chocolate wrapper. There's a couple of magnets and some wires. What comes out of the back of a hi-fi isn't sound, but electricity. And as it comes down the wire, it's like a signal, a code that changes in time to the music. When it gets to the speaker, it goes through the strip of foil, and that's in between these 2 magnets. Now, the electricity and the magnets together make the foil move, make it vibrate in rhythm with the electricity. And as the foil vibrates, that moves the air around it. And those vibrations travel to our ears, and we hear it as sound. And because the vibrations are in time to the music, what we hear is the music.
And now, time for the Big Bang Strange But True story.
It's gotta be a big bang! Today's strange but true story is about sound recording. You ever wondered why musicians say, oh, I'm going to cut a record, man, or we're really in the groove? Well, it's all got to do with these things. This is the phonograph cylinder, the original recording device invented by Thomas Edison, there he is, in 1877. And it works like this. You would speak into a horn, and your voice would create air vibrations which would travel all the way down the air in the horn till they reached a sharp needle at the bottom. That needle rests on a cylinder covered in tin foil. Those vibrations made the needle bounce up and down, and as it bounced, it cut tiny bumps into a groove on some tin foil. Now, to play back, what you do is then replace the needle over the start of the cylinder. This time, as the needle bounced up and down, it made those vibrations again. And those vibrations were carried all the way up the horn and turned into sound, so you could hear the voice of the person who made the recording. OK, pop pickers, this is the moment you've been waiting for here on Radio Big Bang. Here it is, straight in at number 1, the first ever wax cylinder recording, giving it large in living mono. This is Thomas Edison.
Quite a snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was
Certainly sounds like a hit to me. Edison was a massive hit, but the next top pop picker on the scene was a chap called Emil Berliner. He came up with these. Records. Same idea, bumps cut into a groove, but Berliner was clever. He put his bumps not at the bottom of the groove, but at the sides of the groove. And so the sound wasn't produced by a bouncing needle, but by a wiggling needle. You know, I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before. Finally, along came CDs. Ultra high-tech, ultra-modern, and believe it or not, still using bumps, just like the wax cylinder. This time, they are microscopic pits cut into the underside of this plastic disc. And that digital information, this time, is not read by a needle, but read by a laser. But you still need to produce sound by moving air, and so that job is done by the speakers. The speakers produce the sound waves produce the beautiful music, and man, I'm still in the groove.
You know, it's a funny thing. If somebody came up to your table while you were eating and blew all over your food, you'd normally be really unimpressed. But that's sort of what happens every time you eat birthday cake, isn't it? Well, that's why I found a way of blowing out birthday cake candles using sound. Right then, Gareth, I'm going to need that.
Hey!
Yep, that'll do fine. And, yes, I would like that as well. That's great. Now, you can have your crisps. Keep him happy. You can have your crisps back.
Thank you.
Right, I've already made a hole in the plastic top of this tube. I'm going to put the balloon over the other end. Pull that over the other end. Is that on? Yeah, right, and now I'm ready to blow out the candles. Are you ready for this?
With that?
Yeah.
Ah!
Did I get one?
Yeah. Actually, that's great, that cake, because it would take an awful lot of effort to blow those candles out from here.
Gareth, you're not meant to blow over the food. That's the whole point.
Oh, sorry.
Well, the secret lies in rings. And so, when I tap on the end here, some of the air inside gets pushed out through this hole, and it comes out really fast as a swirling ring of air. Because it's moving so fast, it stays as a ring as it travels all the way to the candles. And it's that swirling ring of air that blows the candles out. It's a piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Very good. Excellent. And cake's not bad either. So what that shows is how you have to move air when you generate sound, say by banging a drum. So how can you hear what someone's saying when their words have been blown away from their mouth by 120 mile per hour wind? I just had to find out.
When I said I was interested in sound, nobody said anything about this.
To Earth at 120 miles per hour. That's not surprising when you consider I've just jumped out of an aeroplane at 11,000 feet. What is surprising is that you can hear what I'm saying. It's not just the wind noise that's the problem, it's the speed the air is travelling. The way we speak is by moving or vibrating the air around us using our throat muscles. But when the air around me is already moving so fast, my tiny throat movements don't make any difference. My words are simply blown away.
Well done. Fantastic. Good lad. Thank you, gentlemen.
Now, the reason why you could hear me was because I was using a microphone, but this microphone is different. It's called a throat mic. Now, microphones are sensitive to vibration, and this one picks them up directly from my throat. When you speak, you can actually feel your vocal cords vibrating. The sound goes directly into this throat mic. Now that's great, it means you can be heard when you're falling from an aeroplane, but how often are you going to do that? Actually, mics like this are very useful in a number of noisy situations, and in fact, can be lifesavers. Firefighters are frequently in noisy environments. When you're tackling a blazing inferno, how can you talk to your firefighting friends? Well, through the top of your head. Believe it or not, when you speak, your skull actually vibrates. Try it at home. Put your hand on the top of your head and you should be able to feel the words in the top of your head. Now, this helmet is equipped with a vibration-sensitive microphone which sits on the top of your head, so you can be heard even in the noisiest of fires. Soldiers are also in a very noisy environment. Bangs, explosions, tanks, aircraft, machine gun fire. And when they want to be heard, they use a microphone like this. It's actually open on both sides, the front and the back. And the noise of the battlefield goes in through the front and through the back. And because it's coming from two opposite directions, that noise cancels itself out. However, the soldier's voice only goes in through the front of the microphone. And so that's all that's actually heard. That's the theory, but I just had to check it worked. Oh, brilliant. Kate's brought a radio in. Good, I can hear the chart show.
Gareth, what are you doing?
I'm trying to tune your radio, Kate. It doesn't work very well.
Gareth, that is not a radio, it's a musical instrument.
Get off.
It is, it's called a theremin. You know that number by the Beach Boys, Good Vibrations, that used this.
Oh, what, the bit that goes...
Yeah, but it was invented right back in the 1920s.
How do you play it
Well,
then?
it's really weird because it's the only musical instrument there is that you don't have to touch it to play it. It's all to do with radio waves. If I use this hand, I can change the pitch of the radio waves, and this turns it on and off.
Fantastic. Go on, play me something I'll recognise then. Go on.
Okay, listen to this.
What's that?
What is it? It's Oasis.
Roll with it. You've gotta take your time.
Almost.
It's a wonderful, weird musical instrument, that. Yeah, it's a weird musical instrument that you can make at home. If you've got a glass, a finger, and some water.
Yeah,
turn it off.
Turn this off.
Right, listen to this. Each glass has its own natural resonance. And you can actually change the pitch of that resonance, how high or low the note is, by adding or taking out water out of your glass. Listen. It's much lower now, isn't it? But instead of tapping your glass, try this. Wet your finger and just rub it around the rim. And the glass will start to vibrate. It's a bit like tapping it very, 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 very quickly. What's actually happening is it's the friction between your finger and the rim of the glass that makes it sing that wonderful note. And if you specially prepare a row of glasses with different amounts of water in, you could probably get the whole scale in. Let's have a go. Here's the scale. Oh, well, the last two are wrong.
Almost.
But you can play chords as well. Listen.
But can you play a tune? Play me a tune.
OK, here's a bit of classical music. You should recognise this.
Is it the Blue Danube?
Yes! Hey!
Hey, duet. Can I join in?
All right, let's have a go. You can play the Blue Danube on the theremin. OK, here's the first note. Wah!
Okay.
2, 3. That's fantastic. But I reckon we're probably better presenters than we are musicians, aren't we?
I think so. You were going to present me with a trick before the end of the show.
Oh,
Have you got
yes.
it?
Yes, I said I could show you how to make a very big bang with 2 bits of card with slots cut in them and an elastic band in the slot like this. What you do is you fold the card back on itself. And then simply let go. There's your big bang. Now, why does that work? Well, it's simple. It's all got to do with squeezed air. As the 2 bits of card come together, it squeezes the air out from the gap at very high speed, making a crack or a bang. And that's exactly the same idea behind clapping. That's why clapping is so loud. You're squeezing out air from between your hands. Round of applause for that, I think.
Well, that's it for this week. Next week on The Big Bang, we're going to be looking at fireworks and how you get the bang in bangers.
That's next week. Do you fancy playing some more Oasis?
Ooh,
What do you reckon, yeah?
Let's have a go.
Yeah.